Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for yet another episode of Stationeers. I'm sorry for everyone who wanted to see 7 Days to Die today. I'm gonna try to record it tomorrow, but today I only have approximately 1 hour of recording time. And I already know what to do in here. I actually don't really know what to do in 7 Days to Die at the moment. However, I finally managed to finish the circuitry. So what we see now here is the clock. It's still not rounded. That is another issue I might have to take care of, but I'm too lazy to do that right now. What we should be seeing at 24 o'clock is the switch to 0 o'clock. And of course, I achieved that using all of these circuitries up there. And I'm gonna explain you just how that works. Maybe right now, why the heck not? So we started over here. I have a couple of memory modules. This is my AND gate, so to speak. So I made an AND gate. Well, technically it's not really an AND gate anymore. Anyways, I set this memory module to 1. And then we have a second memory module which I set to 23.9, so just below 24. Next up we have two comparison units. They both check on a condition. So this first unit checks the display, and if the display is less than memory 12, then this comparison is true. So at the moment we have 20 o'clock, which means this condition is not true. Same thing with condition number 2. We check the display. If it is greater than 24, well, actually, if it is greater than this memory, 23.9, then this condition is going to be true. Now, of course, this is going to happen very soon. As soon as we reach 23.9 and above, then this condition is going to be true, and therefore, we have state 1. Once we have state 1, we can actually compare with this memory module, so I should still have another compare unit right here. This is confirming whether or not it is true. So with this math unit, I basically add condition 1 and 2 together. If both of these conditions are true, then of course we have a number 2, and then it's not the same thing as number 1 in this memory. If just one of these conditions is true, then we have the same number. We have number 1 plus 0, for instance, and that equals 1. And therefore, with this comparison unit, if we have the same number, so if this math addition is the same as the memory AND, then we want to enable the module which is right here. So at the moment this is disabled, but if we enable this, it's going to switch to 0 to 12. We can see both of these conditions are false, but as soon as this condition is true, then this comparison right here is going to be true, and therefore this module is going to be enabled, which is going to switch the number to something like 0.2 or whatever. And that means this condition isn't true anymore, but then immediately this condition is true, and therefore we still have a number 1. So we are doing the switch, but we remain at number 1. Only one of these conditions is true at all times. Now, once we reach midday, of course, this condition is going to be true, and therefore, for a brief moment, both of the conditions are true, and therefore we switch again to mode number 2, which is disabling this unit, etc, etc. Let's actually observe the switch right now. We are at 23.8. As soon as we reach 23.9, then it's going to switch to 0. There we go. And it is actually remaining in that state, as you can see. There's a little bit of switching back and forth, just a tiny little bit, but after that we are good. And you can now see this comparison is now true, because we are still less than 12 at the moment. As soon as we reach 11.9 on the clock, then it's gonna do the switch into the other direction. Sorry, I really don't know how to explain it any further. Maybe it's more like an OR condition at the moment. I don't know, but it's working. That's the main thing. I now know it is 1 o'clock at the moment. It's just not a very round number. Cool, so with that out of the way, let's actually check out what else I've done. I made this room a little bit more beautiful. Well, I actually only mapped it out. At the moment, we still have the space for 2 of these units. That should be good. I want to add those guys eventually, but for the time being, for today, we want to set up the furnace room. I did this here temporarily because I was running out of materials, so I had to go on a little mining trip and take care of the shebang. However, now I want to make the proper furnace room. Now, let me think about that very briefly. We want the furnace room to be in the same area as the crafting. So I guess I'm still gonna leave my crafting over here, to be honest with you. But the furnace room should go maybe here. This would be the corner, right? Yes, I like that idea. Let's actually go ahead and grab some of this, put it away for the time being. And then we want to start and set this up. Maybe we're gonna do the furnace first of all. I'm guessing it would be convenient to have it facing into this direction, though not necessarily. If I want to input stuff from here, then we might just go ahead and do it like that. Yes, that seems to be fine. Okay, let's place it right there, and we're gonna make a couple... actually, let me turn it around. I like the visuals on the other side a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. This way we can also see whether or not it is actually turned on. Good. The next thing we're gonna need is a cabling, of course. So maybe let's take care of that. I would want to set up the data input as well, since we're gonna try to smelt stuff automatically, obviously. Now let me think about this very briefly. What we probably want is to have this on a separate circuit, to be honest with you. Now at the moment I'm taking the power from the same system where the clock is at. So that's probably not what I want. I think I can leave the door in the same circuit. I don't really need that. But what we want to do is swap this around and leave this as a separate circuit. Then everything as of this point could belong to the crafting system. I think we can use one APC unit for that. Now, I want to do this in a very orderly fashion, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take these guys away again, just a few of them. And then I would like to start setting up APC units all over the place in this room actually, and send the circuits separately to their destinations. Ah, beautiful. I still have a power controller ready for you, so I'm gonna place that right here probably. Yeah, we could actually have it in the very corner here. I don't think anything is in the way. This should be possible. So this is going to be my second circuit. Let me see if I can manage to get this forward. I wanted it to be a little further away from the wall so I can make a straight line here. And this is going directly to the furnace apparently, which is fabulous. Look at that. Let me grab those cables and we should be good. Now actually I should be able to close off this block because we have done everything we needed to do, right? The clock is working, everyone is happy. So I'm gonna grab a couple of my steel sheets and we are gonna finish this here. I want to see, can I even close this off? I think, yeah, look at that. And it's hidden perfectly, I just love it. I just love it. We also need iron sheets, probably. No, actually not. What we need is the steel sheets and a couple of walls. So I'm gonna grab those and we're gonna finish this, make it beautiful. Composite walls all over the place. You take that, and we're gonna hide all of that ugliness. Just one more right there and we should be good. Great. Oh yeah. I'm sure I will have to open these guys up in the future again in order to mess with the circuitries. But for now, that is good enough for me. Let's go ahead and actually start building the walls around it a little bit. So Armitage did it in a way, I think he just had 4 windows around it basically. And I think that's exactly what we can do, though we're gonna need at least one spot where we can place like an active event, for instance. So I guess this block right here is gonna be a wall piece anyways, and therefore we can add the active vent easily. Do we still have frames somewhere? This is walls, walls, walls all over the place. I just want a couple of frames. Now the steel frames are a little bit cheaper, but generally I just want to go with the lazy way. It doesn't look like we have enough of it, so I guess it's time to enable this again, and then we're gonna create a bunch of iron frames. Let's do 5 to 10 or so, should be good. I'm just gonna do 5. At the moment we have 83 iron. I also collected gold and copper, of course. That was what we needed. Give me that. We want an iron frame definitely right here. Thinking about it, we actually need 2 iron frames. Yeah, we just need 2 glass walls here. Let's grab this one again. I think I need the crowbar for this one. And we're gonna build some frames, I guess. Right there. Give me 2 more. 1 here and 1 there. This should be enough. The other 2 walls are gonna be windows, and of course I kind of want them inside of the block. Yeah, that looks better. So the other one goes right there. Perfect. Okay, alright, I quickly had to take care of a family crisis. No, I missed a lot of time. What's my battery doing? Oh, critical. That's what I thought. That's usually what happens. Give me a oh, we could go with the nuclear battery. I first want to produce a couple more. I want to use the first one for something special. Okay, what is the next thing we're going to need? We're going to need the active vent, naturally, and we're also going to need a whole bunch of these chutes. Let me actually get rid of the walls here. Okay, it looks as though we can actually hang these guys up in the air. This is pretty practical. I could have one right behind the furnace. That would make sense, right? Though, is this a little bit too close to the action? Let me just place it and see. I really wonder, do we have enough materials to make another tank connector and another tank? Though actually I have an extra tank already, don't I? I have 2 oxygen ones here. Is there a way to empty these guys? I think there is actually. Let's see, we have one with 5,000 pressure and another one with 12,000 pressure. So I guess this one right here we want to empty out and make our waste tank. Well, we don't even have to empty it out because the waste tank is going to be sorted out anyways. We can just keep on filling up this tank. That means all we need is a little tank connector. Okay, tank connector, just 5 iron, that's easy. And I guess we want to shut this off again. It's sucking up so much power, especially the computer. Anyways, we would want to place the tank connector maybe right here. So this is a small one and it cannot really be in the center. So I guess it's good what we've done. Actually, I'm just going to place it right there. And then we're going to need a couple of pipes to hook this up. Can I actually use the jetpack while having something in my hand? I can indeed. Okay. This is amazing. Let's place you right there. Don't fall. Thank you. Now we can use our wrench and hook you up. I guess I still want to change the color into yellow, to be honest with you. I should have some yellow somewhere. That basically means nothing specific is going to be in there. Cool, cool, cool. We got our pipes, just 2 pipes, and we have this guy connected. What do we want to do with this? Let me see. We want to set this outward, right? No, This is so confusing always. So it is set outward at the moment, right? I guess it being red means that it's gonna suck out the air. Well, we can test it. As soon as we hook it up, we shall see what's happening. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Probably just go straight down. There we go. That seems to be a reasonable solution. Okay, let's do this. I want to enable this guy. Oh, come on. Are you serious? Yeah, there we go. It is activated, but it's not doing anything. Ah, of course, we don't have power just yet. I'm such a freaking idiot. And actually, I need to bring the power from here. So I'm gonna need a bunch of heavy cables. We still have 19 right here, so it's no issue at all. Let's grab you and replace you with a 4-way cable. There we go. Okay, now this should also have some juice. We just need to take 1 battery. Give me that and put it right there. We want to turn it on and I guess we can close this off again. But now I know this is actually responsible for my crafting system, this APC unit. Good. So right now nothing is happening, but if I switch this around then it should suck out what we already have in the tank, right? Let me see. If I click this button, which I almost cannot click, there we go. Then it's releasing the air. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That means the red stage is just what I want in order to get all of the extra gases the furnace produces. Now thinking about this, I want to make this too high, so this might actually be really in the way. We should think about maybe making the tank directly on top of it. Yeah, I actually think that is the better idea. I need something on top of it anyways. Let's build a normal wall. There we go. Seems about right. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my vent and actually bring it 1 more block over, and then we're gonna take the pipe upwards instead of to this other block. Let me quickly achieve that. I'm gonna be right back. Et voila, that's exactly what I wanted to see. We can have it right here, snuggled against the corner, and then I need you come up, please. Oh my gosh, that was actually risky. The last time I did that, I was flung across the moon. There we go. Hold, hold, hold. Yes, yes, thank you. No, I just disabled it again. Great, tank is connected. This thing is more accessible, at least in my opinion. We want to set it outwards. It's not really more accessible, but what you gonna do? What you gonna freaking do? Let me also finish the walls, just to get a clearer picture of how this is gonna look like. We want to finish all of this shebang here. Great, I actually really already like it. Let's also finish the walls here. I don't think we need to attach anything else. And I want this to look perfect already. We also need something at the bottom. There we go. But it needs to swap directions. Yeah. Here you have a couple of steel sheets. Voila. We are done. Except, of course, the windows. Alright, so what I'm gonna be doing over the course of the next few minutes is set up a system so we can automatically smelt the stuff once again. I'm doing this the exact same way we did it previously, but this time we're also gonna involve this active vent right here. So I might be able to automatically suck out the extra gases we have here and just overall have it easier to smelt our stuff up. Alright guys, I am back and I actually prepared all the logic I'm going to need. I didn't program it just yet because I wanted to show you what I'm actually doing. This time I also would like to automate the chute. Now the way I'm doing this, it would have to be turned on the entire time. I could also do that with logic, but I wonder, will one logic module use up more power than just leaving the spin enabled? Anyways, let's get those things programmed. Maybe first of all, I'm gonna show you which types of modules I have. I have a reader that is checking the input slots of the furnace, then we have one for the output slots, and then we compare these two numbers. If they are not the same, then what we want to do, we want to activate it using this writer, because that means we have something in the input slot, but not the output slot. Next up, we have a bunch more of these logic systems. For instance, right here, I'm checking whether or not the chute is full. And when it is full, then I want to activate the chute, or I should actually call this close, because we are closing the chute. And the way we want to check that is with a comparison module. I actually haven't placed that just yet. We want to compare it with this logic memory. So as soon as we have state 1... Oh, actually, this is not necessary. Yeah, because this is going to have a state of 1 and therefore this guy is going to activate. So we don't even need this. Let's get rid of it. Just going to throw that over there. And I guess that means we can fix up a bunch of cables here. Make this right. Okay, perfect. Let's program these guys. Logic reader in. Of course, we want to take our information from the furnace. So here we have it. Arc furnace, and the information we want is the import slot occupant, right? So if we enable this, it should be 0 because we have nothing in the input. Same thing right here, we want to find the furnace, arc furnace, but this time it's the output slot occupant, or export slot occupant, I should say. Enable this as well. And then, of course, we want to compare these units. So reader furnace in and furnace out should be the two variables here. Reader furnace in, reader furnace out, there we go. And we want not equals. Right now, of course, they are the same number. They are both 0, so this state is also 0. But as soon as we have something in the import slot, this is going to switch to a number 1, and therefore we can use this number in order to activate the furnace. The input is our compare furnace slot right there. The output, of course, is the furnace. And what we want to do is we want to activate it. Okay, that seems logical to me. This should already be the first part of the system. Now, this part right here is going to be the new system. So as soon as the chute is full, then we want to close it. And actually, do we need two writers for that? No, of course. This is the writer ventilation here. So as soon as the comparison unit shows a number 1, then we also want to activate the ventilation, right? Though actually maybe the activation time is not going to be enough to extract all of the fumes, you know? Yeah, we might have to test this out. Let me just set it up for now. So compare furnace slots, and our output is going to be the chute. Oh, I have no oxygen. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. Come to Papa. Where do I have it? Canister, take. Yes. I didn't think this would go so quickly. Look at that. All the colors are gone. It's grayscale at the moment. Oh, darn it. I totally programmed the wrong module. I wanted to do it with this guy here. This is the chute activation, and this is actually the ventilation. So let's search for the active vent instead, and we want to... What do we want? We want to turn it on, I guess. Reader chute full. So we need the chute right here. We want to read from the chute bin, and we want to check if it is full. Oh no, that's no option. Okay, so this might actually not work the way I intended it to. That means we can remove these two modules, but that saves us a little bit on cables and power, I guess. Okay, there we go. Everything seems to be fixed. Now we just need to test it out, I guess. And for that purpose, we probably want to enable the furnace, and then we just want to add the glass. So you go right there, and you go right here. This should be a concealed room right now. Cool, so all I need is a couple of ore pieces in order to make this work. Since it's 11 o'clock only, I think we go out today. I just need a couple of ore pieces I can smelt up. It doesn't matter at this point what it is, but of course I would prefer the stuff that I need, which is gold, copper, and iron. Wow, this is a humongous oxide vein, and there we have a lot of coal. Oh, silver, I think. We got some silver here. That might actually be worth grabbing, the silver. Why the heck not? Give me some of that. Though we didn't use too much silver in the past, did we? Better to have it than not, I always say. Okay, 3 stacks should be enough. I'm just ignoring the rest of it. Let's grab our jetpack and get out of here. Maybe we have some daytime left to get more stuff. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Iron, come to Papa. Alright, looks like I actually have everything. Let's get back home. I think it would be into this direction. Yeah, there we go. Fortunately enough, we can see the base from here. Walk, 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 walk. Oh, there's more iron. I have to grab it. And home, sweet home. Are we ready to test the system? Hopefully. Oh, the chute is closed at the moment, of course, because of the logic I had before. But if I cannot check if something is inside of it, then how would I make use of it? Anyways, let's grab one of our stacks of iron. We're just gonna put it in here, turn this on, get it out of the system, and there we go. The furnace actually activated and also the ventilation system activated. So now what I'm hoping for is that the ventilation system is gonna remain active basically for as long as we are smelting up. That would be perfect. We should also be able to see whether or not this is working by just looking at this and checking whether or not the kilopascals are going up. And you can see at the bottom there it says 3,300 and raising. Okay, great, that's working out nicely. So now we actually have a way to contain this stuff. And did you see that? I think something just happened there. Yeah, the ventilation system actually turned off. That's interesting. Let me try this one more time. We're gonna split this in half actually and only put 25 of the ores in there. So it smelts up a little bit faster. There we go. It turned on, which is great, and it remains on. And then as soon as we smelt these guys up, it should turn off again. Let's observe this. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, it does something weird every time it's done smelting, but that is fine. It just kind of tried to activate it again because there was an occupant in the output slot, but not the input slot, and therefore the condition was still true. But this is actually amazing. Now we have a much better way to smelt stuff up, and we are not so wasteful with all the gases that are being produced. Now let me see how much I can actually input here. Take that as well, and take that. Okay, that's not working. Yeah, we only have one chute right here, and therefore we can only have 2 items. Okay, great, I like it. I think we can actually close this off. The system is working as intended. We need our blowtorch right there, and we're gonna fix up this frame first. There we go, hide all of the electronics. Amazing. Now, if we want to exaggerate, what we could do actually is add a switch, for instance, that is disabling all of the circuitry so we don't waste any power while we are not smelting, which of course is most of the time. So most of the time the system is not being used. However, my intention is also to have just, so much power that it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter anymore. But yeah, I think with that out of the way, I'm pretty happy with what we have accomplished today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, tomorrow I'm gonna try to record 7 Days to Die. Maybe it's gonna take until Sunday to release, but I'm gonna do my best to make this my next video. With that out of the way, have a great time guys, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.